down gas supplies from a major pipeline to Europe for the next 3 days. Moscow has already significantly reduced the amount of gas it supplies through Nord Stream 1, which comes into the continent via Germany. A Kremlin spokesman blamed Western sanctions against Russia, which he claimed prevented normal repair work. Let's go live to our correspondent, Damien McGuinness, who's in Germany. Damien, Russia's blaming this closure on sanctions. What's going on?
Well, I don't think anyone believes what Russia is saying here in Germany. Certainly the German government doesn't. Russia has already reduced drastically and at times has already stopped delivery of gas via this one remaining major pipeline to Germany. This time it's supposed to be just for 3 days. Russia says it's because of repair work needed, be connected to sanctions, but the German government says this is the Kremlin simply using gas as a weapon. There is deep concern here. However, there is no sense of panic, and that's because over the last few months, Germany has managed to really fill its gas reserves much faster than expected due to a lot of savings measures. Public buildings are no longer lit at night in some cities. Temperatures have been reduced in some public buildings when it comes to hot water, for example. Also, there's been other deliveries from other European countries of gas, such as Norway and the Netherlands. All of this means that now Germany's gas reserves, the gas reserve tanks, are more than 80% full, and that's much quicker than expected. Germany needs 85% full gas reserves to get through the winter without any extra deliveries from Russia. So that's why the German government today has said, well, actually, this isn't a terrible situation, because what is now happening is that Germany can start buying gas, and it doesn't have to pay any old price. It doesn't have to pay the highest price. And that's why Germany's economy minister, Robert Habeck, this morning said that, in fact, gas prices in Germany may start going down. So quite a positive message coming out of Berlin, really to counter the idea that Germany is completely dependent on Russian gas, which was the case before the invasion, or the full-on invasion of Ukraine in February. Now that's no longer the case. And I think there's more optimistic words coming out of Berlin now when it comes to gas supplies and the energy crisis in general in Europe.
Right. So that's looking at the winter and the months ahead. But long term, Damien, how are German efforts to reduce dependency on Russian energy overall? How are they going?
Yeah, well, it really depends on what sort of time frame we're looking at. So the crisis is really about getting through this winter, as you say. And that is going to be difficult. Prices are going to rise. How you ease the burden on poorer households is the big debate right now, and that's what the government is meeting about today. And over the next few days is going to release more measures, the third rescue package, if you like, which is going to help households deal with high energy costs. The midterm is really looking at the next few years, and that's going to be LNG, so liquefied natural gas. And Germany has already been talking to Canada, is building LNG terminals, which would have been unheard of before the full invasion of Ukraine in February. So midterm, you're looking at some quite difficult decisions, because you've got the Greens in the government in Germany, and they don't want to rely on LNG, which is seen as more environmentally damaging. But sort of in the short to midterm, they're going to have to. Long term, though, it's renewables, which Germany wants to pivot towards. And that's why all sorts of legislation has been introduced to really speed up the building of solar infrastructure and wind power, which really will help Germany pivot through to renewables. And that's the long-term aim, really.
Damien, while we have you with us,